Hello. In this video, we are going to take our website that we've been developing, which displays the HIV infection rates compared proportionally by country, and we're going to display every country. But to do this, we need to use a loop. And in our last video, we kind of talked about what a for loop is and how to write a basic one. So just a reminder, essentially what happened in our last video is we figured out how to pull the number of HIV infection rates, or number of people infected with HIV in each country for 3 of them, and then we figured out the largest of those 3 and we set that as the maximum bar and then figured out the length of the other ones proportionally. Now all we have to do is do that for every country. So in this first video, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of take our last stage 4B code and just get it ready. Alright, so let's dive in. So there's 194 countries listed, and that means the indexes are from 0 to 193. And what we're going to do is write a loop to go from 0 to 193 inclusive, and then use the counting variables as the index value to access each element. So essentially what we're going to do is, if you look at our previous code, and what I've done here is I've taken 4B, I've copied it into a new file called stage 5A, and we're going to kind of just set the stage. So before we did it, this was country 1, this was country 2, this was country 3. Now, we're not going to do this for all 194 countries. What we're going to do is we're going to do it once and then put it inside of a loop. So if I come back over to here, the first thing we want to do is remove everything from the JSON function except the code for finding val1 and manipulating the string. And then we're going to change all the val1 variables just to val. Alright, so let's do that. So I'm going to come in here. So I'm going to get rid of all of the display. I'm going to get rid of country 3, country 2. So that's all going to go away. I'm going to keep the window length. And I'm going to change to country data. I'm going to change this to location. I'm going to change this to country data, val, country data, val. And so now what I've done, and let's just console.log val, and notice all of these little console.logs I use just to kind of help explain myself. So if we've done this properly, we should see the number of people infected with HIV for this one country here. Okay, so let's come back into our file. Let's pull up 5A. And so we don't get the bars anymore because we're not displaying them. But if I pull up my console and I pull this up, sure enough, I get an error because, so notice I'm using location 1 still. So somewhere I didn't change it properly. Right there. There it is. So let's save that. Come back in here and refresh. And there it is. Okay, so now what I've done is I've fixed my code or changed my code, so I just do it for one country. So now we're going to use this same code for every version, but we're going to actually place it inside of a loop. But before we do that, we're going to do a couple other things. So the next set is we're going to remove the 3 divs that were used to display the information in stage 4 and just put a single div that contains the heading with an ID called content. Okay? Sorry, I read this incorrectly. Let's read it again. We're going to move the 3 divs that were used to display the information in stage 4 and add just a single div below the div that contains the heading with an ID called content. Okay, so let's come back into here. So if I come back up here, here's my heading. So we're going to delete all those. We're going to make a single div /div, and we're going to give it the ID equal content. And we'll save this. There we go. Oh, this should be quotes. There we go. So we're going to delete all the content from our style tag, and we're going to update with this CSS. So let's do that. So we're going to come in here, back over to here. We're going to come in, we're going to remove all of this styling that we had done already. Let's get rid of that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take back into here. We're going to take this styling. It's more or less the same styling as before, but because we just need to apply it to a single div now, those are my updates. Let's get rid of those. So I'm going to come back into into here. I'm going to place it inside my style tag like that. Let's tap this in. So let's give this a save. Let's see what happens. So now I get a nice centered HIV infection rate compared proportionally by country. And I don't see anything else because nothing's in there yet, but that's okay. We're going to add some content shortly. And now we're ready to start actually building the loop structure. So I'm going to end this video here, and in our next video we're going to actually set up the display. I hope this video helped.